ਗੀਤ ਜਾਣੀਆਂ ਰੁੱਤਾਂ ਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਜੇ ਨਾ ਮਾਣੀਆਂ ਟੋਲਦਾ ਰਵੀਂ. I asked my some of a relative and my Usadi also, like, can I sing like him? He said, you need 600 years to be like that. Like Jesus Christ Church is so cold, or Jesus Christ Church is so cold.
हेलो कियोरा नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल एवरीवन. मेरा नाम है गौरव और आप देख रहे हैं इंडियन वीकेंडर. आज मैं आपके सामने लेकर आया हूँ पंजाबी सूफ़ी म्यूज़िक के सरताज, हर दिल अज़ीज़ और भारत के जाने माने सिंगर डॉक्टर सतिंदर सरताज. न्यूजीलैंड इतना छोटा है कि यहाँ पे कोई भी मेहमान बाहर से आता है, चाहे वो इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम हो या इंटरनेशनल पॉप स्टार, एक माहौल सा बन जाता है, एक समा सा लग जाता है. और जब से डॉक्टर सतिंदर सरताज यहाँ पर आए हैं, चाहे वो सोशल मीडिया पे, हेस्टिंग में या क्राइस्ट चर्च में, एक माहौल सा ही बन गया है. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डॉक्टर सतिंदर जी, वेरी वार्म वेलकम फ्रॉम इंडियन वीकेंडर टीम टू ऑकलैंड एंड टू आवर स्टूडियो, एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर कमिंग टू आवर शो.
Thank you, Shukriya, Indian Weekender, Gaurav, and your entire team. Lovely meeting you. Thank you, Satinder.
आपका how was your experience till now in Hastings and Christchurch?
Hastings, it was the very first time, and it was such a marvelous, astonishing beauty of nature. Obviously, it is New Zealand, so this is the basics of it. But Hastings people were so warm, and they were so enthusiastic, as I already said in the concert. Especially the younger audience these days coming to my concerts. Eventually, it wasn't like that. Initially, sorry. We considered like 35 plus is our audience. But no, I think it starts from 15. Actually, from 5, I may rather reckon. So, yeah. So, Hastings was amazing, as particularly that Maori welcome on the airport in Napier. Napier, is it? The right name, yeah. So, and the second thing was correlating to India, that when I heard Hastings, then, suddenly the name came to my mind, like, is it Warren Hastings? And then I Wikipedia'd it, and it was rightly right. And he was the first Governor General of Bengal, and he was the very initial officer from Britain to establish the East India Company in the India, obviously. So then they sent him to here to settle something also, because this was also a British colony. So those kind of nostalgic and historical elements made it more vibrant, because history is my passion, love, and second thing is old architecture and nature and everything. So it was amazing. So last night it was Christ Church. As I landed, I said, Jesus Christ Church is so cold. So you can break this in 3 forms.
It gets really
like
cold.
Jesus Christ Church is so cold, or Jesus Christ Church is so cold.
Pun intended. Dr. Satinder ji, this is not your first time coming to New Zealand. So what brings you back to this side of the Pacific again and again?
No, दुनिया यहाँ से शुरू होती है. सूर्य जहाँ से उदय होता है तब सारी दुनिया में जाता है. 19 घंटे आगे हैं आप अमेरिका से. So obviously you have the privilege this country particularly has. So it is always, it was, it still and will be my darling country, because of its natural beauty, untouched mountains, untouched jungles and rivers and everything. I think that's what brings me here.
Right, that is the calmness of New Zealand. That it is so calm. It is absolutely front of everyone around the world. Serenity of it. Just like your personality. So I would say that, because जब मैं इस इंटरव्यू के बारे में प्रिपेयर कर रहा था, तो I read and I heard from your past interviews कि your personality is really calm. तो आप how do you manage, or how do you switch that calm personality off stage, and when you're on stage, it's just you and you?
It is so natural with me, genuinely. I never switch on or off. It happens by itself. So even the people who are with me from airport to the concert venue, when they see me on the stage, they said, oh, this is a different person. He came with us. So I think when I am in my libas, when I'm on stage, that is my home actually. That's what I born for, to perform. So stage is my darling place. I can perform like 5-6 hours continuously if there's no limit for time for the concert venues particularly. And on the other side, when I'm like this in the public kind of things, so I'm somehow kind of reluctant to speak much, a little calm, introvert, shy, kind of many things, yeah.
Right. Sir, the whole music industry has been shaken by the unfortunate demise of Sidhu Moosewala.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to bring this topic, but do you have anything to say about this?
I just met him once there was a concert in Patiala. There was a private actually function, and he was probably a relative of that family, and he came on stage. He touched my I cannot say that, like, kind of your knees.
He bowed down.
Yeah, bow down, and he was so humble. And I asked him to say something. He said, no, it is your stage. And it was so lovely to meeting him. I just met him once, and then he कुछ फरमाइशें की उन्होंने कि आप ये गा दीजिए बाबे बुल्ले दे पंजाब दी जट्टी and Yamaha, and I sang for him. And after that we never talked. We didn't have much connection in like that, but that one meeting has a tattoo on your heart that he was such a genuine, kind, calm, humble person. And I was on the Europe tour. I was in, I think, Spain when I got this news, and it was shaking. It was devastatingly sad that because he was the only son of his parents and so young, so enthusiastic, so he was doing so much great. तो मैंने कहा था कि हमारी हिंदुस्तानी ख़ास तौर पर पंजाब की संगीत जगत का एक दहकता हुआ सूर्य दोपहर को अस्त हुआ है. तो it was so sad.
It was quite saddening. Dr. Satinder ji, it is really saddening to hear that this whole episode that happened to you, and when you were performing out there in Spain. आप कुछ गा के सुनाना चाहेंगे इस चीज़ को लेके?
I sang many times, like even after that, probably on every concert. I don't do it purposely, don't do it consciously. It comes to me so like unconsciously. Whenever I'm singing Beat Janiya, he came to my mind.
प्लीज़ एक बार सुना के एक बार बता दीजिए. एक बार हमारे इंडियन वीकेंडर के ऑडियंस को सुना दीजिए.
बीत जानिया रुत्तां हानिया जे ना मानिया ढोलदा रमी चले जावांगे ना मुड़ आवांगे वारी वारी दर भावें खोलदा रमी.
That is excellent, sir. That is excellent. Sir, एक बात बताइए. The love that you get all around the world, the pride that you take along of the Sufi Punjabi music, who was your idol, and how did he help you as a person or as a singer that you are now?
I always admired Khan Sahab, Marhoom Shanshah Qawwali Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Sahab. I heard him when I was on the vacation to my Nankas after 10th class. So the very first time I heard, like, I never knew like this kind of gaiki also existing. Before that it was like only folk. So I asked some of a relative and my Usadi also, like, can I sing like him? He said, you need 600 years to be like that. So, but I adore him always, and whenever I went to the competition, especially in the initial stage for the school competition, college competition, university competition, I tried to sang his songs. In gaiki, Khan Sahab was also, and Jagjit ji, his vocal soulfulness, that subtleness, that bass in his throat. So I fortunately I met Jagjit ji thrice in my life. We were my first album of my life was released in Jagjit Singh's concert in Toronto, Roy Thompson, in 2009. And then he came to release my video of song Sai in Mumbai for Universal Music. Even these days, Arijit ji, he's massively amazing, so soulful, so effective vocalist he is.
Right. Dr. Satinder, you have traveled all around the world and your music has taken you more than even person can travel. Sir, tell us about your best or most memorable night or most memorable performance that you ever had.
There are many actually, but if you have to count few, first is the Royal Albert Hall, London. I performed twice. I'm that fortunate, regional artist who has performed twice in the Royal Albert Hall. We recently performed in March in the United Kingdom. Before that, it was March 2014, and then after that, I am the very fortunate and first Punjabi who performed in the Sydney Opera House last tour, on the Australian tour. And this time Melbourne was ecstatic.
Wow.
Outrageous, like on the fire. The audience of Melbourne this time, they turned so colorful, so loud, and I loved it. And we performed for 3.5 hours, and I think these kind of performances are really...
Well, let's try to recreate that again tonight. This will be my last question.
Okay.
What can our audience or what can your fans here in Auckland can expect tonight at Vodafone Event Center?
I cannot actually presume or predict things or say things until I'm sitting on the stage. Then I decide what kind of audience it is, what type of enthusiasm they have, what kind of welcoming energy they did. So after that, I generally make a list for songs for particularly a particular city, and you have to read their social scenario, their financial scenarios, their workplaces, their all these things that matters to your psychology and to your heart also. So I try to make a list for a city, and but that is not the decisive thing. When you sit on the stage, then only you can see and realize what is the appropriate thing to sing. So let's see in the evening, that's what happened.
Awesome. No, thank you very much, Dr. Satinder. I really appreciate your time and you coming here to our studio and being a part of our little family over here. महसूस करिए memorizing and mesmerizing आवाज़ of Dr. Satinder Sartaaj. मेरा नाम है गौरव जुनेजा और आप देख रहे हैं Indian Weekender. We'll see you in the evening.